So, hello guys. I guess you all are doing really well. Welcome to my YouTube channel, SOCWatchTower. My name is Sagar, and if you are starting from zero in cybersecurity or curious about becoming a SOC analyst, you are in the right place. So, before we start, uh, we all know that 95% of all cybersecurity breaches happens because of one thing, that is human error. But what if I told you there is an elite group of digital defenders working 24 by 7 to protect organization from these threats? So today we are diving into world of SOC analyst, the unsung heroes of cyber security. So let's move to our first slide, that is the evolution or the history of SOC analyst. So let's start with a quick history lesson. So back in the 1990s, organizations were just beginning to use firewalls and basic antivirus softwares. Moving to 2000, that's when SOC or Security Operation Center were born. Company realized that tools alone weren't enough, so they needed human eyes monitoring their network 24 by 7. 24 by 7. So by the 2010s, that is we saw the rise of a SIEM tool, that is security information event management. So we will be discussing this particular technology in a brief manner in our upcoming uh, videos. So think of them as a command center, screens which you see in the movies, uh, right? So and now in the 2020s, if we move to 2020s, SOC analysts are actually handling everything from cloud security to remote work protection and fighting against the APTs, that is advanced persistent threat, and many more. Moving to the next slide, that is introduction to SOC analyst. So what exactly is a SOC? So SOC actually stand for, as already discussed, Security Operation Center. So think, I'll give you an example. Think of it like if your organization is a digital infrastructure and that's a building, a SOC analyst would be a security guard. Except instead of watching physical door, they are monitoring digital entry points, analyzing thousands of alerts, and stopping cyber attacks in a real time. So here also I have given the definition of SOC. So SOC is a team responsible for monitoring, detecting, and responding to cybersecurity threats 24 by 7 in an organization. Right. So here is a key stats which shows as cybersecurity continue to rise, these human analysts are literally the difference between a minor security alert and major data breaches. So which can actually cost an organization millions, right? So this is the introduction of SOC. Now we let's break down how a SOC team actually work. So it's like a well-oiled machine with three main levels. So the three main levels here is L1, L2, L3, and beyond. Okay, so L1, L2, L3 and beyond. So let's start with L1. What does actually L1 do? So these are actually our frontline frontline defenders, right? So they are actually monitoring 24 by 7. They will be monitoring the alert 24 by 7, following the playbooks. So what is actually a playbook? So playbook is set of set of tasks that L1 will be following to investigate that particular alert. So if you are new as a SOC analyst and new in the cybersecurity, and if you want to start your career into SOC analyst, this is where you will begin. You will begin as a L1 security analyst. Okay. So moving to L2. So think L2 as an detective. Okay. So whenever L1 finds something suspicious, okay, so they will be assisting L2s and escalating escalating that particular incident so that L2 can deep dive into that particular uh, alert or the investigation, which helps with incident remediation and improving the process. Okay, so basically L1 do the monitoring. Okay, and when they think that the alert is uh, suspicious, they escalate it to L2s. So L2s, as L2 will be having the more privileges, they would be having more access compared to L1s. They will be deep diving into the investigation, and accordingly they will be taking the remediation action. Okay, moving to L3 and or SOC lead or beyond that. So these are actually like threat intelligence, threat hunter, and all this. These are actually specialized roles like SOC manager, right? Threat hunter, forensic investigator, red team specialist. So each one has a unique set that keeps the organization safe. But as a SOC analyst, you when you will be starting in an organization as a SOC analyst role, you will be focused on L1, L2, and L3. Okay. Now moving to our next slide, that is different SOC models. Okay, so not all SOCs are built the same. There are three main models on which SOC are being defined. That is, first one is in-house SOC model, second is MSSSP, and third is hybrid SOC, that is combination of in-house plus MSSSP. Okay, so let's start with in-house SOC. Okay, so in this everything is actually managed internally. Either it's analyst or the tools. So they will be having all the capabilities. Like the tools will be within the organization and the analyst will be within the organization. Everything will be with the organization, that called as in-house SOC. Okay. So think big corporation with their own security team with all the tools. Okay. That is called as in-house. Moving to MSSP, that is managed security service provider. Okay. So this is where the company outsource to specialist. Okay, it can be dedicated to one team for one client, or shared like one team monitoring multiple clients. Okay, so I have mentioned the definition: a team of people with service provider work for a client. Client typically have their own technologies like SIEM and other tools which will be hosted in client data center. And in the shared, a team of people with service provider monitor and analyze logs from various client. The technology is hosted on the service provider. So think in a way, for example, there are two organization. Okay, so one organization will be having the tools plus the technologies, but the other organization will be providing the SOC analysts. Okay, or else two organizations, they will be having the technologies plus SOC analyst. Okay, and the logs to investigate will be coming from the different organization to the first organization. So they are basically, we can say, MSSSP as service provider. Okay, moving to our third model is hybrid SOC. So hybrid SOC is actually combination of in-house SOC plus MSSP. Okay, that is hybrid. Okay, so it is mix of both. Maybe they outsource L1 who will be monitoring, but keep investigation and the response team in-house. That is actually called as hybrid SOC. So MSSP, I'll give you one tip. So this is uh, this is a pro tip for beginners. So MSSP are often the easiest way to get your foot into the door as an L1 analyst. Okay, so L1 analyst, MSSPs, the companies who are actually providing MSSP, that is service-based company, I would say, that will be providing cybersecurity services to the different organization. Okay, moving to our next slide, that is why. Okay, why do we need SOC team? Have you ever wondered why do we need SOC team? Huh? So if we see that we already have endpoint security and network security, okay, then why do we need SOC team specially? Okay, so this is a great question if you just think of. Okay, so here's the thing. So all those preventive solutions like endpoint security, network security, like antiviruses, firewall, IPS, that is IPS is intrusion prevention system. Okay, so all those are preventive technologies which are working in isolation. So your firewall doesn't talk to your antivirus, and which doesn't talk to your email security. So what does SOC team does? SOC team SOC team basically correlate all these activities. Okay, and they will be connecting the dots that automated tool misses. Okay, so that's the reason we need SOC team. So remember one thing, other team build and manage security, but SOC team operates and defend it every single minute of every single day. Okay, so this was just the basics of SOC. Okay, basic of SOC, how to start in cybersecurity, how SOC works, hierarchy of SOC. Okay, why do we need SOC team? Okay, this was just the basics in our SOC analyst series. Okay, so if you are really serious about starting your career as a SOC analyst, you have just taken the first step. So in our next episode, we will be diving into computer networks. That will be beginner level. Okay, I'll show you how exactly data flows through the network and where the attack happens. Okay, so this was just the end of our first uh, videos in this particular series. So if you like the video, please hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss it. So drop your comment below, drop down your doubts. I'll try to reply over the comment. What aspect of SOC work interests you the most? And if you found value in this video, that like button really helps this particular channel grow. So yeah, remember one thing, the SOC never sleeps and neither does your learning journey. So see you in the next video.